All right, today we're jumping into a huge moment from an ancient epic. This is all about a strategic alliance, one that was really born out of pure desperation. Think about it, a pact that's going to gather an army, somehow cross an ocean, and completely change the course of a legendary war.
So, here's the massive problem facing our hero, Rama. His wife, Sita, has been kidnapped by the demon king Ravana, and she's been taken to this island fortress, Lanka. Now, the thing is, it's completely surrounded by an impassable ocean. It's totally inaccessible. So what do you do? I mean, really, what do you do when your enemy is just completely out of reach?
Well, the answer, funny enough, doesn't start with some grand battle plan. Nope. It starts with a totally unexpected meeting. This is a story about two incredibly powerful figures, but here's the catch. They're both in exile. And they end up finding this common ground because they're both going through something awful. And this is what's so cool. You can see it right here. It's this perfect, almost poetic symmetry to their problems. You've got Rama, a prince, kicked out of his own kingdom, his wife stolen. And then you have Sugriva, the true king of the Vanaras, the monkey folk. And get this, his kingdom and his wife were stolen by his own brother, Vali. So both of them are at rock bottom. And the crazy part is, each one has the exact thing the other one desperately needs. So, their bond? It forms fast. The story goes that it was out of friendship and sorrow that Sugriva just opens up and tells Rama everything. He looks at Rama and sees someone who gets it, a fellow sufferer. And that shared vulnerability, that becomes the bedrock for their trust. And that shared grief, it doesn't just stay as a conversation. It turns into a real, formal agreement. And we're talking a powerful, high-stakes pact here. Rama, this legendary warrior, he promises to take out Sugriva's brother, who everyone thinks is basically invincible. And in return, Sugriva promises his entire army, the mighty Vanaras, to help find Sita. But, a promise like that, it's one thing to say it, another to do it. Sugriva had heard stories about Rama's power for sure, but his brother Vali was this terrifyingly powerful enemy. So before Sugriva goes all in and risks everything, he's thinking, I need some proof. I need to see it with my own eyes. And that was the big question mark hanging over everything for Sugriva. Is this exiled prince really the divine warrior everyone talks about? Or am I about to make a huge, fatal mistake? So he decides, okay, time to put Rama to the test. So the first test is just pure, raw strength. Sugriva points to this absolutely massive skeleton of a demon that his brother Vali had killed a while back. And the text describes it as being as large as a mountain. I mean, just an impossibly heavy thing. The challenge was simple. Can you move it? And Rama's response? This just shows you the kind of otherworldly power we're dealing with. He doesn't even use his hands. He just kind of smiles and with just his big toe, kicks the skeleton a full 80 miles away. 80 miles with his toe. Incredible, right? But still not quite enough. See, Vali wasn't just strong. He was a smart, tough fighter. Sugriva needed to see a power that wasn't just about brute force, but something that was unstoppable and precise. He needed to see what Rama could do with his bow. So what happens next is just unbelievable. Rama fires one single arrow, and it doesn't just hit a target. It blows through 7 enormous trees, one after another. But it doesn't stop there. It keeps going, pierces the mountain behind them, and only finally stops after it enters the underworld itself. This wasn't just a good shot. This was a display of divine power that literally bent reality. And yeah, that did it. All doubt just vanished. Sugriva had just seen a power that was way beyond anything his brother had, a power that could get through any defense. He was ready. It was time. Together, they head back to the monkey kingdom of Kishkindha. Okay, so now it's time for part 1 of the pact. A promise has to be kept and a king has to fall. The stage is set for this final, fateful showdown between the two brothers. So with Rama hidden nearby, ready to act, Sugriva goes right up to the gates of his old kingdom and just lets out this massive roar, a direct challenge to Vali. And Vali, even though his wife begged him not to, couldn't just let that go. He comes out, ready to fight. The fight between the brothers was intense, absolutely fierce. But the outcome? It was already written. From his hiding spot, Rama takes aim, and the text is so direct, just as clinical as the act itself. Rama killed Vali with a single shaft. One arrow. Promise made, promise kept. Done. With Vali gone, Rama's part of the deal is officially done. He makes good on his word and installs his new ally, Sugriva, as the rightful king of the Vanara kingdom.
So, Rama has held up his end of the bargain. Now the weight of that promise shifts entirely onto Sugriva's shoulders. He's the king now, his enemy is gone. It's his turn to deliver.
And Sugriva doesn't mess around. He proves he's a man of his word absolutely. He doesn't waste a single second. His very first commands as the new king? Summon every single Vanara warrior from all over the kingdom. Send them out in every direction, north, south, east, west. And they have one and only one mission: find Sita.
All these search parties spread out across the world, but it's the group heading south, the one led by the incredible hero Hanuman, that's about to change everything. Their journey takes them all the way to the edge of the great southern ocean.
Okay, so after they get this huge tip from an ancient vulture king, yeah, you heard that right, that Sita is on an island across the sea, Hanuman is faced with a totally impossible task. The story says he leapt over the ocean a distance of about 800 miles. Think about that, an 800-mile leap in a single, mind-blowing bound.
He lands right in the heart of the enemy city, Lanka. And there, he finds Sita, being held captive in this beautiful garden. He gives her Rama's ring to prove he's a friend, passes along Rama's message, and gives her the first real hope she's had in who knows how long. After causing a bit of havoc in Lanka just to send a message, Hanuman makes that incredible leap back across the ocean. He gets back to Rama and Sugriva and says the 3 words that changed the entire war. I have seen Sita. That's it. The mission was a success. So, they've done it. They know where Sita is. The entire Vanara army is gathered on the shore. But that one last giant problem is still staring them in the face. How in the world do you get an entire army across 800 miles of open ocean? This is where we get one last bit of divine intervention. Rama, seeing this impassable ocean, starts firing his super powerful arrows into the water, and he's literally boiling the sea. This forces the lord of the ocean himself, Samudra, to show up. He begs Rama to stop, and he gives him the answer. There's a guy in the Vanara army, a monkey named Nala, who has this divine gift to make rocks float. He can build them a bridge. And that's where we are. Just think about what's been put together. An alliance that started from sorrow has now gathered a supernatural army at the very edge of the world. They're about to build a bridge to a city of demons to go rescue a queen. I mean, all the pieces are finally on the board, which leaves us with one huge, thrilling question. What happens next?